Hey, what's up? Welcome to it. That's right, episode 46. What more can I say? Podcast. What's happening? I almost stumbled on that part. Hey, what's going on? I'm one of your co-hosts, Kapone. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Keke, the first lady of the pod, the only lady of the pod. Keke, what's up, baby?
What's up, guys? We getting close to 50. Like, this is going real fast. This is lit.
What is it? 52 weeks in a year, right?
Yeah.
52 weeks in a year. Yep.
So we almost a year old.
That's crazy.
That is nuts. That flew by. We had fun doing it. Zach Boog, another co-host of the show. What's up, little bro?
What's up, brother, man? I'm in here just enjoying it with y'all. 50. What? It's 50 right now?
No, it's 46, bro. Yeah. 46.
Oh, well, Keke said we was almost 50. I thought we was 50. I was going to say we can collect AARP pretty soon.
Not yet, Zach. Not yet.
Social Security or something.
Hey, well, speaking of AARP, I'm sure he has a little bit of interest in AARP. Well, actually, both groups in the Verzuz did. We had the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire. An amazing battle. I just want, before we dig into the battle, first of all, we'll ask Zach, what did you think about the battle as it was going on, bro?
One of the best battles I've ever seen. I was locked in all 4 hours. You hear me? All 4 hours, all 280 minutes. I was locked in. I cleaned up. I was cleaning inside the stove. You know, you don't clean like that unless it's really going down. I was cleaning inside the stove. I had it up. I had all the kids up. I was making my daughter watch it. I said, that's the Isley Brothers right there. That is Ron Isley. It was a history lesson. Okay. It was absolutely amazing. It was beautiful. And if you did not enjoy it, I say it, you don't have a soul. I don't feel like you have a real soul inside of you if you didn't enjoy that Verzuz battle. It was dope.
I saw you tweet that out too. That was funny. Keke, when you saw the battle and you looking at Mr. Biggs, aka Ron Isley, he comes out with the beard game. I mean, how were you feeling when you saw this?
Baby, Mr. Biggs looked like a well-seasoned snack, okay? He had all the right seasonings on him. The drip was nice and aged, like fine steak. It was great. You know what I'm saying? Like, at first, you know, I was looking for him. I was like, where is Mr. Biggs? Like, because I'm used to him coming out with like a little limp, a little Jerry curl or something. Baby, this is the 2021 version of Mr. Biggs, and he is fine. So I was like, okay, Mr. Biggs. But you know, as fine as he is and as good as he looks, y'all know it's only one old man to do it for me. So, you know,
Judge Mathis.
That's right. Shout out to Judge Mathis. Today's his birthday, matter of fact. So, happy birthday to the judge. But, you know, to stay on topic. I enjoy it.
Man. That's hilarious. Now, this is my thing. First of all, if you watch the comments flying up and down, they were going crazy. Everybody was talking about, a lot of people had to say something a little bit crazy about Steve Harvey and the way he was hosting. Zach, I mean, you being a fellow comedian, did you feel like Steve overdid it a little bit?
Steve made the Verzuz battle about him. About the third song, Steve said, the hell with Earth, Wind, and Fire. The hell with the Isley Brothers. This about me. I'm going to take you back to Cleveland, 1974. I was in high school. I met a girl named Tina Monroe, never forget. Rode my bike 17 miles in the snow. And back then, it ain't high plows, Miss Cleveland. But I had an Earth, Wind, and Fire tape in my back pocket. Couldn't play it, but just looking at it, I knew. I was like, bro, come on, Steve. Steve brought up every high school girlfriend he ever had, every crush, everything. It became about Steve Harvey. It was wild. It was wild. Steve was enjoying himself. It got to a point where I wasn't even mad at Steve no more. I was like, bro, if you this happy, Steve, I think Steve cried.
Yeah, Steve was happy. Steve was happy. When you saw Steve doing this, man, because everybody just had something to say about Steve. They're like, Steve, relax. Keke, what were you thinking?
Well, first of all, I was distracted by the K&G fashions. It was the fashions for me, okay? So when they came out, Steve had that hat on. I was like, yes, Steve, you better give us fashion. So he came out and he was killing it. So I was already Team Steve from the beginning. Now, when Steve started all that damn talking, now you know how when you ask the uncle at the barbecue, like, give a toast for the family, and then it just turned into a whole, like, where's this going? You know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm yelling through the phone, like, D-Nice, play the record, you know, because I was tired of hearing Steve too. But like Zach said, Steve was in his element, and I cannot blame him, because if somebody called me to host the B2K versus Bow Wow, you know, versus battle, I got a story for every song. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about what I'm fixing Park. I'm going to talk about, so it's so much that you can talk about when you really, really, really love something. And so for, you know, all the talking Steve did, what we did get out of it is that he really loved and appreciate that music. And I think he was the perfect host at the end of the day.
Perfect.
You couldn't have got a better host for it. And I said it 1,000 times. As radio professionals, as media professionals, we are allowed our fan moments. Yeah. And no matter what, we all, even though we have to be professional, we've interviewed hundreds of people, you're going to have that moment. If someone said, hey, Tone, I want you to host Jay-Z versus Nas, I'm going to have a fan moment. I remember, Jay, when this came out, I was in the backseat of the car, like, man, I was super high from contact smoke. And I was saying something crazy. Nas, yo, son, like, I bought Timberlands because of you, fam. Like, you know, like, it's going. He was having a true moment. He is sitting between two artists that he actually loved. So I thought it wasn't fair for people to be like, Steve's making it about him, or Steve is doing too much, because he was having this fan moment.
No, Steve was doing a lot, man. Steve said
he was in fan mode.
Said, I was on my boat with Ron. And Ron, we was watching the Super Bowl. Remember? Ron, like, yeah. You know, he sing every time he answered a question. Yeah. You know, Ron was... Let me tell you something about Ronald Isley. All old men is about to start dyeing the top. Oh, yeah. They're going to keep the top black, and they're going to gray out the beard. That's the new old school sugar daddy.
Oh, he did.
Look.
Oh, he did.
The top, gray it out the beard.
Yeah,
gray out the beard. That's it was smooth though. It was play. I promise you, when lace front beards come in gray, I'm getting one, baby.
So this is the thing. So Ron Isley, of course, is going to be the talk of it, because we have all been reintroduced to Ron Isley because of people that didn't know him or just heard him through their parents, because of course, R.Kelly. Now, he performed Contagious, and people actually had something to say negative about that. And I thought that was super, like, just weird and not right, because we knew where it was coming from. Those of us that had a brain in the middle of our head. But I mean, when you were thinking about it, because I know you guys are probably on the same boat as I am. When he performed Contagious, Keke, how were you feeling?
I was singing the girl part. You know what I'm saying? I sing R. Kelly part. Listen, good music is good music, okay? And, you know, if y'all mad at him for singing that last night, you would hate to see me at karaoke night, okay? I'm singing all three parts of the song. So, you know, like, I'm just being honest, Tone. So, you know, I wasn't mad at all. I really wasn't.
I'm not gonna lie to you. A little bit of Robert Kelly gets played in my car at least once a month. Like I'm still playing the Chocolate Factory. I know y'all can get mad at me all you want, but R. Kelly made some amazing music, okay? And that may be the closest we ever will see R. Kelly to a Verzuz battle. You know what? You know what I think would be a cruel and unusual punishment for R. Kelly?
What?
And I said, okay. See, I'm not gonna get it. Look, Tom, I'm not gonna get the
we
pod
ain't making
canceled.
it to 50.
Do not get the pod canceled. We not a year old, bro.
Okay. Here would be a real cruel and unusual punishment. We should make R. Kelly do a Verzuz battle, right? But he can only use one song, and it can't be no sex songs, and it's got to be like one of his throwaways, like Fiesta. You know what I'm saying? But he got to battle somebody like T-Pain, right? T-Pain can use his whole catalog. Only thing R. Kelly can do is just play Fiesta over and over and over and over again. He have to just keep taking L's to R&B artists that are sorry to him. He should have to do that.
Look, I'm gonna tell people, it's like, unfortunate. We gonna leave Zach that. I'm not listening to what Zach just said. That's ridiculous. Right. But I will say this. It is a shame. It is a shame that R. Kelly has done all of those crazy things in his life, because for him to be remembered for this, because that's what he's gonna be remembered for, opposed to all of the great artists that he helped out, all the great songs that he put into the mix. It's just every time you hear, like when you hear Contagious, you just be like, damn, Kales, you messed it up, bro. All you had to do was just be cool. It's kind of how I feel about Lil Boosie. I think Lil Boosie has totally destroyed his career. Destroyed it. And it all happened from saying something about D-Wade's son. Well, his daughter now. Seriously.
Well, cancel culture is real, but I think the difference in what Boosie is saying and then what R.Kelly is doing is a real big wide.
Oh yeah, it's a big wide difference.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Boosie can come back. He can get educated.
Yeah.
You know,
right. Boosie ain't coming back.
He could though if he wanted to.
R.Kelly
can't come back.
Boosie's canceled by Twitter.
Boosie not. I guarantee you, Boosie would not be as big as he would have been.
The state of Illinois. It's a big difference. It's a big difference.
It's different.
That man's locked up.
Okay, well, we'll move past all of that. Let's get to this. DMX, man. DMX is in critical condition. Everybody's wondering, like, yo, is he gonna be okay? Prayers going up. This is one of those moments in hip hop where you just kind of like, damn. We heard about X and this. How are you feeling, Keke? How are you feeling about it?
It was devastating to hear, honestly, because after seeing him at the Verzuz battle, which was like the last big time everybody saw him in the public, I thought he was on a road to recovery. I thought, you know, he had come to a place in his life and had been through so much and he was, you know, recovering. So to wake up to the news and hear that he had an overdose, that just broke my heart, because we know his battle, we know his struggles. He's been very transparent with us over the years about everything that he's gone through with drug abuse. And then to see where it's at, where it's literally to the point where he may be in a vegetable state, like he's you know, non-responsive, and it's just it hurts, because in my mind, and it's the pop culture addict in me, like DMX is like an uncle in my head. You know what I'm saying? I feel like every one of us got a DMX in our family who's been troubled all his life, but he loved hard. He got a big heart. And so to just see that and then know how many, you know, he has so many children and he's just impacted so many people's lives. And man, it really, really, really broke my heart to see that. Like it really did.
Yeah. I mean, Zach, you hear about it. And I know in the comic in you, there's things that you would say, but then there's also the human side of you. Not saying the human and the comic is two different things, but I'm saying, you think about it, you're like, damn, were you like, damn, X again, fam?
Man, it wasn't like again. It was just like, you know, I just, like Keke said, you just think of that family member that you have that struggles with the on and off battle. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, it really hurt, because even though DMX has always had this issue and we know about it because he's always talked about it, he always seemed like he was gonna beat it. You know, he always seemed tough. Like it seemed like DMX can shake off anything. DMX, one of them dudes that you would be like, oh, you know, DMX got hit by a bus. He just walked it off. Like, you know, like you just think that DMX is just Iron Man, you know, and to hear him about him in this state is just, it doesn't make you feel good at all. Doesn't make you feel good at all, man. My prayers go out to his family, his children, and you know, regardless of what happens, you know, his music and his legacy definitely lives on. So, yeah, that's a positive in there.
Right. It was so funny. I was talking to somebody working out. I'm in there. I'm listening to X. I do that when, you know, people I don't know. I feel like it's sending good energy to them. And I'm listening to some X, I'm listening, and they like, you know, like, yo, you know, Tom, what do you think? You know, and this, that, and the other. I said, I just hate it because I was around for the ride. I was here. I was in it, in the middle of it. When X first came out, Rough Riders, the whole movement, and watched that. And watched X go from the highest height to I ran into X at a place called Bocce's in the south suburbs. Like, DMX, what you doing in Manson? And people walking up to him, and I like you're not supposed to be able to walk up to DMX because this is DMX, and like and just watching the rise and the fall and the re-rise of him, it just to see this happen with a legend is just insane. And I mean, it's like, and I tell people there's no such thing as a over 45 drug addict. There's no such thing as that. Because as you get older, your body can't take the abuse that it could have took when you were in your 20s and 30s. So it's unfortunate to see a brother that wasn't able to shake it, to shake that thing that he had on him that made him want to go to drugs. Because I mean, like I said, X was, I mean, at some point, the way people talk about Jay-Z, X was right there. He was right there. You talking about a guy that was doing movies and doing movies at a high level. It wasn't just like, let's throw DMX in there. He was actually, which star, other people that acted for real, he was the star of the movie. Literally out-acted people that were legitimate actors. So it just, for me, it makes me feel bad. And I'm just like, damn. Like another person that we're going to lose. No, we're not going to lose, but a person that has lost a lot because of drug addiction. Let me correct myself on that. Let me get to this. Something that I don't understand at all, and maybe Keke, you can help me understand it. I'm sure Zach's confused by it too. Why in the hell do people even follow Bhad Bhabie, and how in the hell does she continue to make money?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I have nothing. I have no idea why anybody follows Bhad Bhabie. Is that the girl from the
I think it's Bhad
Bhabie outside girl.
Oh, I'm like,
I think it's Bhad Bhabie.
Whatever. No, I think it's Bhabie. Because it's Bhad and it's BHAD and Barbie, whatever her name is. Okay, keep it going.
Yeah, I don't know her, and I don't know why anybody follows her. And then when I saw the headlines on how she made all this money on OnlyFans, baby, I'm doing something wrong here. Okay, I don't know what kind of content is she pushing out that they want to pay that much money to see her? I'm confused, just like you. I don't know.
Zach, do you have something to say? Because I don't understand this skinny ass white girl getting to make a lot of money on OnlyFans.
You see my face?
My women got to be way more sturdier than that for me to pay a subscription.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you would.
Oh,
I'm
my
not
God.
I'm just saying. I want fake breasts. I want some fake. I need. Come on, give me some waist trainer look body like you can suck it in. I need something.
Oh my God, no.
I'm just saying, if I was going to subscribe to something, it would not be the skinny white girl that cursed out Dr. Phil.
It just wouldn't be that. Tone, I agree with you 100%. I get why she's popular. I'm not even mad that she's famous. You know what I'm saying? But what startles me and what confuses me is, like, even if she does have an OnlyFans, why do so many people? She made $1 million in like 24 hours.
6 hours, not 24.
6 hours. Why do so many people want to see that naked?
I think it's a lie, y'all. I think we're being bamboozled.
It's gotta be.
I think it's like when you see the Instagram girls who sell the clothes and they didn't order 4 t-shirts and we sold out. We sold out. Like, girl, you only had 4 in stock. Please stop playing with these people. I think she lied, honestly. Because, like, what?
That's exactly what it is, Keke.
Yeah. Like, come place your orders now. And then 5 minutes later, boop, we sold out. Like, girl, you only had one size. Stop.
You had a medium and a large. Girl.
Thank you.
And you bought the medium.
Right. So I think we're being lied to, honestly.
We gotta
say we're being lied to.
Nobody wants to see that. Nobody's rushing. And if you did see it, you're not rushing in the first 6 hours of it. Like, I gotta get this Bhad Bhabie subscription. No, you don't. Yeah. Nobody needs to see that.
I just didn't understand it. But I can tell you what I like to see. I like watching what Paul Pierce was posting. Paul Pierce was posting a party, goddamn. That's what I'm talking about. PP. That's what I'm saying. That's retirement, baby. That's how you live. He hanging out with his boys. He's smoking. They throwing chips and strippers. This is a party. And then ESPN fires him. Zach, is that fair?
Yes. He fumbled the bag. Dude, First of all, let's be real, Tone. You watch the sports shows. Paul Pierce is not your best analyst. He has the worst takes, okay? All of his takes are wrong. You're not a good analyst, okay? Let me tell you something. If Stephen A. Smith would have did this exact same thing, they would have gave Steve a little smack on the wrist. They'd been like, we're taking Steve off the air for 3 days. Well, no, NCAA tournament. We'll start him off next week. We'll get him off the air for a couple of weeks. But Paul Pierce, they looking for a reason to get rid of your ass, Paul Pierce. You're terrible. And you opened the floodgates, brother. He was on Instagram Live with strippers. Do you forget who your boss is? Your boss is not ESPN. ESPN is owned by Disney. Disney, the happiest place on earth, where they have kids, man. You cannot be out there promoting strippers. He was calling out strippers on his Instagram Live, Keke. He was like, hey, Monica, man, you missed it. You need to come down here and shake that ass, get some real money. What? Paul Pierce, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh my God.
You don't do that. When you're in a professional job, you don't go live with strippers. Where is that okay? If you're not a rapper,
it was real. I wouldn't have done it, but it's real. Keke, Paul Pierce getting fired. You think they gave him a fair shake?
You know what?
And I meant shake as like shaking their ass.
I think it's hilarious. One that you really want to be there. Like Tone is mad he missed the invite to the party. Clearly,
Paul, you bogus.
But Paul, first of all, how old is this man? Is he old?
Paul has to be mid-40s.
Yeah, about mid-40s.
This is the problem about that in Instagram. Why are you on Instagram going live at anybody's anywhere? Like, that's the problem. You got wrapped up in what you saw some of them young players doing, going live at the club. You couldn't wait for this moment. He couldn't wait for this moment to go live. And now you look at you. You waiting on the unemployment like the rest of the people. Why would you do this? It was like the most dumb, like, it wasn't even a good live. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't even giving us like, ooh, vibes. Maybe Tone liked it, but to me, it was like the most unnecessary live ever. Like, you did not have to press the button and go live for that, Paul. You could have just partied in private. Like Tone, you say all the time, certain age players should just know how to keep it player and, just party and do whatever you're going to do. Put the cameras away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have respected it more if Monica the stripper would have leaked the pictures or the video. But you out here putting yourself on blast. So at this point, I have no remorse for him. None at all. And they shouldn't have gave him a severance. That's all I got to say.
Look, Paul needed a brother like me. If he had invited me, I'd have been like, P, put the camera away, baby. Put the camera away. We don't do cameras. Because I would have been, if I was in there, I would have been on the whole other side of the room looking like, oh, tweaking, bro. He going live?
Right.
Like, you going around there to get on the camera? You see his other boys, they throwing chips. They like, now I'm not in here. I'm not here, but my chips are. They didn't want to get seen. Paul tweet. So, again, I always like to say some things. I don't like to believe that people of Paul Pierce's stature is that dumb. They're not that dumb. I feel like Paul may have been into a little bit of a contract stuff with Disney, and he just like with ESPN, and he just was like, man, you know what? Whatever, man. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. Y'all fire me if y'all want to, because we all know when you get fired, what do you get? Your severance. He probably wanted to get up out of ESPN. He probably didn't like it. I can tell you who is gonna hire him though.
Who?
Fox Sports. Shout out to Fox Sports. It's on iHeartRadio app. Shout out to them. I guarantee you, Paul Pierce will be a basketball analyst on Fox Sports and do well. Do well. He can't do the stripper thing, but Fox is going to be a little bit more lenient. Like, don't smoke weed on camera no more, P. But, I mean, it's cool. I think that's what got him. He was blowing dro and throwing coins on strippers is ridiculous.
Man, he was, and then let's be real. Think about where he was. He wasn't even in the strip club. He was at some dirty hotel. He didn't even have a good ambiance.
Those weren't real strippers either.
It was not a vibe.
It was.
I'm gonna tell you. Take it for somebody that knows what a stripper looks like. It's not strippers. Those are prostitutes. moving their bodies like strippers. So I'm gonna look, let me explain something to you. There's a certain type of twerk and certain type of dance the strippers have. They have great body control. Why? Because they use their bodies all the time. Strippers are very, very coordinated. Everything looks smooth and fluid and nice. It just look good. Prostitutes, it doesn't look right. And that's when you look at old girl, she's humping the floor. Bow, 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 bow. It was just like, this is weird, but I'll see it because she in a thong. It didn't have the sensuality, if that's a word, of a stripper. Okay. It had all of the energy of a woman that's being paid to have sex.
Oh. Okay. There's levels. Thank
Just
you
saying.
for educating us.
They were getting massages. Take it. I just seen the massages and twerking. That all smells like paid vagina.
Tone, you just said Paul Pierce gonna get another job at Fox. Not if Fox watch this podcast, because they're gonna realize that Paul Pierce was running a prostitution ring.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
Yeah,
he was. We don't know where he was at. Prostitution could be legal.
What? Oh my God!
It's legal. It's legal in Vegas. Why do people act like it's not legal in Vegas? It's legal.
Why do you know so much about it? Or you talk yourself and just
I don't know. All right. First, quick story. Tone Kapone story moment. One story moment. Real quick. I had forgot that prostitution was legal, and one of my friends, God rest his soul, he passed away. One of my best friends in the world. We went out, hung out. Girls talking to me. I'm bringing girls to the table. My boy had a lot of bread, and his boys had a lot of bread. They like, Tone, go bring girls to the table. Okay, as long as I got to pay for this table, because this is way too much. This is completely out of my price range. This time, this is completely out of my price range. I want to go hit the bar. Are y'all sure y'all want to be at this table? Cool. So I get ladies, bring them over, have fun. A lot of ladies are paying attention to me. I'm having a good night. So cancel that. Next day, I see him with the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I'm like, yo, what in the? I was like, bro, good one. He brings her to the party. He said, I met her late night gambling. I was like, oh, I was like, it happens in Vegas. People meet people late night gambling. So she kicks it with us the whole day. And at the end of the day, my boy tells me, he said, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I paid for her. Because I ain't got no time to be wrestling with no girls with your ass. You light-skinned and tall, forget that. I got to make sure I win. And he's like, so I went and bought her. I was like, you bought her? It's like, yeah. So now I want to have a conversation with her. Like, she been talking to me the whole night, like just talking, hey, and having like asking these real. And now I really want to get in depth with her, but I don't. Like, she looked, however you thought a prostitute would look, she looked the total opposite of it. So I was just like, in my mind, what went wrong in your life that you pay? You letting people pay for you. It was like a weird coming to Jesus moment. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this woman is really. She was with us, kicking it, cracking jokes, eating. I mean, I guess she got to eat. I'm not saying she should have ate, but I'm just like she was with us.
Wow.
And it was she was like one of the homies, but he paid for her. That's the end of the story. Prostitution is real.
Got a couple questions.
Okay.
Did he pay for her time to spend with him during the day? Because I thought, prostitutes usually charge by the hour. This is a high ass bill.
He paid for her to be with him from that moment until Sunday, till he left.
She's an escort.
Yep.
That's the difference then. Yeah, it wasn't. Okay.
What's the escorts, you still have to give up vagina.
Yeah. But I guess
so what's the difference?
The difference is, I guess
what?
Escort,
so prostitute is the short time and escort is the long time?
Yeah, escorts get to chill with you and eat burgers and be your friend.
Where's they have pimp? Where was the pimp at?
Yeah, but a prostitute is in there for the wham bam. They out.
Okay. All right, cool. So enough about that. Let's get to this. I have a conspiracy. And it's One, I really gotta say, Keke, this is what I'm saying. When you break up with people, you never know how crazy they're gonna act.
Okay.
Saweetie and Quavo broke up.
Yes.
We see a video that comes out, and we all think, what? Dang, this is a video probably before they broke up. This is probably why, because Quavo gets rough with her. But we find out it was a year ago that they got into this. Do you think Saweetie's camp is bogus for releasing it? Because obviously they were the people who released it.
You think they released it? Why would you? Well, I don't know why they did that, because it didn't paint Saweetie in the best light to me. It made her look crazy to me, because
why?
Like, you know, her credibility as far as telling girls what they should expect from a man and take from a man, and, you know, her song send them back to the streets, woo off the bam, and you out here tussling in elevators looking crazy. So it didn't help her brand at all. And then I don't know about you all, but I necessarily watching the video did not take sympathy for Saweetie, because she put her hands on him. I saw her hit him. I don't know if y'all, you know, saw that part of the video as well. And I grew up in a house with brothers. I learned very, very early on, if you hit somebody, they're gonna hit your ass back. So therefore, I don't think that her team leaked it, because I don't think it helps her at all. It make both of them look stupid, in my opinion.
Okay. Zach, you seem like you're agreeing with it. What's going on?
I don't know. All I know is that Saweetie makes up our music, and all of this publicity helps. Okay, let's say it. You know, everybody wants to. I love Saweetie. I think Saweetie's a sweetheart. I think she's beautiful. But I don't think she raps that good. I don't. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think musically she's that good. So I could see why her camp leaked it, is because, you know, they might be getting ready to drop something and they need her to be, you know, at a high popularity level so she can get some. She needs to get, whoever writing Cardi B songs need to write Saweetie songs.
But the delivery is not the same.
It's the delivery. It don't even be the words. It's just
if she get Cardi B writer, it's still not. You can have a recipe, baby, but the sauce ain't gonna taste the same. So I see what you're saying. The music is just okay. I don't care.
It's never good. It's never good.
No, it's not, you know, it's just. So.
She can't rap.
Okay. Wait a minute. So I'm gonna take it a little deeper. I'm gonna go ahead and go in. I'm gonna go deeper. I may say something that people are thinking and right now are listening to the pod. They're like, maybe Saweetie can't rap. She can't. We heard her on Ebro's show. Can't. She's not a great rapper. Her freestyle, her delivery, everything. Because even if the words inside, she can't rap. But what she can do is look really great and perform. Quavo I would probably say helped her out a lot. With Quavo breaking up with her, she knows she's not gonna get another song from Quavo. And he probably is like, yo, I'm not giving you nothing, blah, blah, blah. You can't use this. You know, when people get angry, they say a lot of stuff. And I believe that Saweetie like, oh, you wanna make me look crazy? You're not gonna help me out? Well, I'm gonna do something to mess with you. Boom, take this. You look like you beat me up. You look like a domestic. That I feel like, because I feel like Quavo has helped Saweetie. In a sense of, let's keep it a buck. Were we really talking about Saweetie's songs before Quavo got involved?
We play them.
We've never talked about Saweetie songs. We only play them because she's on a major record label. Let's be real. Her song,
no, she had good records though.
That's what I'm
saying. The records that she has are good.
Yeah, the
song. If you say that the records that she has that came out aren't good, come on.
Back to the Streets is a good song, which Janae's out rapped on the song.
And then what's the other one? She's got another record. She got the record, My Best Friend with Doja Cat, and then the song that broke her out. What's the name of the song? The single that she had, her breakout single.
I don't remember.
Exactly.
Whatever it is.
Exactly.
My Type. My Type.
There you go, Tone. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's cute little records. That's what I'm saying. It's cute. her career to me is very cute. The songs are cute, she cute, but that outside of that, I'm not getting much else. You're not gonna give me a stellar performance. You don't give me a lot of personality. You know what I'm saying? You give me cute little bop records, and we'll take that. So that's why I don't think that her team would have leaked this, because it just didn't help her to me.
I know exactly who she is.
The elevator, and how do you get that? Why does that come out a year later?
I know.
You know why? You know why? Because the man who works the cameras at the Hilton, he been had, okay? And he's trying to get this paper. He leaked it to TMZ. Somebody got paid off of it. I don't think it was Saweetie. And I don't think it makes more sense Saweetie than Quavo. Quavo definitely didn't leak. You know,
I think it happened in Saweetie's place of residence, and her people. You have to say, hey, can I get this? Can I get the videotape from blah 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 day? It's a year later. Someone went to somebody in security and got that footage. It's no way it just pops out.
That may be true, but even if she did, what did it do? We still sitting here saying the girl can't rap. Her songs is just okay. So what did it really do to help her? It didn't do much. It backfired.
But I think it was done to do something, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't. I don't think. Because when you heard it happen a year later, I was like, wait a minute, a year later, that happened a year ago. Wait a minute, why are we just seeing this? So it just seemed weird to me anyway. What else is weird is how many allegations that we have against T.I. and Tiny. 40. 3 more came out, so now we're up to 40. At this point, are they, I don't know what the word I want to say, are they just serial abusers, or are these people looking for money? Zach, what do you think?
Like I said last time, this is a little too serious for me to just say they looking for money. But I think they looking for money. So
what?
Yeah, I know. But that, like I said, that would be a guess. That would be a guess. You know, I know that. I'm not saying that they didn't do it, but I don't think that they knowingly was trying to abuse somebody. I just don't see T.I. and Tiny like purposely abusing someone. Did they take drugs? Possibly. Did they have sex? Possibly, you know, but I don't think that they viewed it as abuse when they were doing it. I think they thought of it as like, oh, we're taking drugs, we're having fun, let's party, you know, because if you know anything about a man that has been to jail and has done time, they're not trying to go back for nobody. They're not, you know damn well T.I. is not trying to go back to jail. 3-time fella, he done got out on the gun charges with the pills. And the thing is, they probably were doing drugs. When he got caught with them guns, he got caught with pills, him and Tiny. So they apparently popped pills. Now, I don't think that they were putting it in women's drink on the low and drugging them, you know what I'm saying? But I do think they were like, hey, do you want this? And they were like, oh yeah. And that probably went down. So I don't know what the charges are though. What are they getting charged for?
There hasn't been any charges, it's all been allegations. So what they're doing is they're saying T.I. and Tiny, they're going and saying they did this to me. So there hasn't been any charges filed. Keke, with no charges filed, are you still feeling like, is it overkill? Are we waiting for the other shoe to drop, like in the Cosby trial? How are you feeling?
Really, like, and forgive me, because I don't want to get us canceled, but I'm really trying to figure out who in the hell let these little short ass people, like, how you let them, like, I'm just trying to picture T.I. and Tiny forcing me to do something, like,
right.
As little as they are, like,
they are little.
It's not gonna go well. So I can't get my mind past that part. But outside of that, anytime somebody alleges sexual abuse, it is very serious. So whether, as much as I love Tiny, you know, that's my girl, as much as I love her, we have to take this serious, and there needs to be some type of like, it needs to be addressed, and it needs to be either dealt with or it needs to go away. Because I'm exhausted of all these people coming out, and it's like somebody got to make this make sense. What happened? Somebody got to speak. Somebody got to put out a statement. Somebody tell me something. Because at this point, I'm confused. I'm just like, I'm baffled. I don't understand how a husband and wife just go around abusing all these grown adults, not children, but grown, able-bodied adults. Some they making sense here, and I just need more information on the story from either the victims, the alleged victims, or for T.I. and Tiny to just come on out and just deny all of this and just, you know.
Well, T.I. was talking at first. He did say that he was, but then his lawyer probably advised him to shut up.
Yeah, because he was saying some crazy.
He was saying some wild stuff. What me and my wife do, well, I tell you this. We did it with consent and care and proper, you know, like,
yeah,
just don't sound good.
Stop talking, bro.
Stop talking.
But again, this one's tough because it's something that I'm gonna keep it a buck that I heard for a while. I heard it a while. You know, you hear stuff, but I never heard of like, yo, better watch yourself because T.I. and Tiny around, they gonna get you, they gonna drug you. And like you said, they little people. They're little people, literally. They are little people. I know.
Y'all gonna quit talking about T.I. and Tiny like they that small.
Tiny is uncomfortably short. And T.I. is grown man short. You look at it, I don't know if he wearing lifts in his shoes or not, but I know I like it. When I first met him, he was not that tall, but he may hit a growth spurt at 20-something, but who knows?
It's crazy.
But I all I know is this, is that it just seems a little off because of the age of the people that are saying of the abuse. And like I said, unless T.I. and Tiny was saying, hey, come hang out with us, slip you a drink, slip something in your drink, give you a pill, you didn't know about it, that's bad. Right. But if they say, and what they're saying is, if they say, and this is just me talking, I'm not trying to discredit anybody's allegations, but if they say, me and my wife want to have sex with you, but we like to have sex on pills, or we like to have sex when we do weed or whatever, so you got to smoke with us or take a pill with us to have sex with us, and you consent, I don't know. That's the part where it gets a little fuzzy for me. Mm-hmm. It gets fuzzy.
Yeah.
We'll wait to find out. But 40 is a lot of goddamn people. Jeez. That's a lot of sex.
That's a lot of people.
No wonder he ain't gonna leave Tiny. Tiny a party. Okay, but anyway.
It's being
crazy. Just saying.
That's all. Okay.
If I call my wife with Floyd Mayweather Jr., I'm leaving her.
I'm about to drop.
I'm leaving.
Oh my God.
I'm leaving, but he's staying.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Something got to be going on. You staying. Okay, anyway. So let me get to this. And Zach's in this because he's kind of married. He's not kind of, he's married.
I
didn't mean to say kind of married. Came out. Come on, Zach. I'm sorry. You're more than married. You're not.
Why he trying to get me out here like that? He trying to put me in the T.I.
kind of married. You really are married. It was a mistake. Sorry.
Trying to bring you in the streets with him.
Yeah.
You know, he kind of married.
He be married during the week,
but
we both in the streets. We ain't married. We in the streets.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Cool. Calling. Okay. Go
so,
ahead.
All right. Look, Zach. First of all, I apologize to you and your lovely wife. I love your wife. I love her perspective. She's a great person. Second, let me apologize before she gets mad at me. Secondly, I've been asked to apologize about my take on prenups. So I did like a prenup thing. I did like a live today, and for some reason, you know how I go on my tangents. Sometimes shit just comes out, and I end up saying stuff about prenups. And it got me in trouble in a sense where this woman was really upset with me about prenups and say, you just picking the wrong people and you shouldn't put that out there like that and this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other. And I like, sorry, ma'am. Sorry, lady. I ain't apologizing for shit.
What did you say? What?
I just basically said that because there was something going around social media. Did you see the white guy that was on social media today on the neighborhood talk was talking about he had this, and after the divorce, he had a negative net worth.
Yes.
And I actually commented on it. It was like, bro should have got a prenup, bro. It's 2021. It's insurance on your life. Mm-hmm. So Keke.
Yes.
Women say that I'm wrong for saying that because I must be looking at the wrong type of woman and marriage is forever and I should be, I must not be. Am I wrong in what I'm saying? Do you feel disrespected in that way? That's better. That's a better question. Do you feel disrespected that I'm saying that?
No, I don't feel disrespected. I mean, you have built a lifestyle for yourself and your family that you should protect in any situation that you walk into. And I don't think prenups are a bad thing if they're negotiated right by both attorneys, right? So both sides need to have representation. You shouldn't just make a woman sign something if you want to be with me. No, she should have her lawyer look over it and you guys agree on the terms. As for me, I think it's a great thing. I think, I would sign a prenup. It might say Mickey Mouse when they read the signature, but I sign it, you know what I'm saying? But no, I don't think prenups are a bad thing. I just think it has to be negotiated right. Now, Tone, I do think you think finances first in all situations, and that's not always a good thing. Sometimes you got to fall in love and get to know the person first. You know what I'm saying? Before you start thinking about splitting your assets. So I would be like, I drive a big body Benz. If I fall in love, I might have to downgrade to, don't think like that. You got to walk into the situation, just give it a chance first. Don't walk in with the prenup at the front of your mind before you even pop the question is my type of, advice. So I don't think it's a bad thing.
Zach, what is the married person on the pod, not kind of married, how do you feel about it?
I think prenups have to do with whatever level of status you're at. You know what I'm saying? I think if you got some money, man or woman, you should probably get a prenup. Yeah. Now, me and my wife don't have a prenup, you know what I'm saying? Because when we got married, I was broke. So what we got a broke nut, you know what I'm saying? Only thing we can do is split this little 2015 Dodge Charger I got paid off. That's all I own. That's worth about $10,000. So you know what I'm saying? That's about the best we can do. So I mean now, we built it together, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it is some type of, it should be some type of splitting in that but the thing is, here's the thing I feel about prenups. The court, men should definitely get them because it seems like the court rules in favor of the woman. You know what I'm saying? A lot, yes, because men don't really have a lot of laws to protect them, but women have a lot of laws to protect them. It's just the way it is, Keke. I mean, you can.
Wendy Williams, no, these dudes take you to court and get half of everything, just like the girls.
That's very. I understand there are examples, okay, but the examples does not take away from the majority, okay, and majority is men getting took and getting hurt. You can bring up Wendy Williams and stuff like that, but dudes been getting hit for a long time. And when I say the court protects them, is they're gonna automatically get certain things with a terrible lawyer. You know what I'm saying? A man, he got to go find the best lawyer money can buy to get something out the court. You know that, Tom. You got to find the best lawyer. He got to know the judge. Like, woman can go in there with a public defense attorney with jeans on and get the house. So
she got the kids. She's supposed to.
So this is my thing. So speaking about the kid, so there's the conversation that I had, and I just had it hours ago. It morphed into the kids thing, right? And I was like, it's kind of like when athletes, when athletes have kids and then they're like, the woman is responsible for this athlete's success because she took care of the kids. And I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It's the dumbest thing. And it's reaching. When I hear women say it, I'm talking about in my soul, it does something to me. Like the woman even said, like, yo, if you got kids and they younger and what you doing on the radio, they're responsible for some of your success. And I was like, the shit they are. I
think it's all about.
There's no woman responsible or not a person outside of my mentors in radio that are responsible for my success. I am a radio professional. I've worked at this my entire life. I've talked to myself in rooms, working on breaks. I've introduced records in the car. I've talked to Doug Banks. I've sat and listened to hours and hours of countless radio programs. And you want to say because you take care of my kids, you're responsible for my radio career?
No, that's not what they mean, Tone.
Or even an athlete. This is my thing, and I want to hear from you. I just want to say this. Speaking from the athlete perspective, why I feel it's dumb. Because an athlete is paid based on his performance. Based on it. They pay him based on his ability to run fast, jump high, or whatever skill he has in that body. Whether it's for basketball, baseball, football, whatever, baseball, whatever. The lifestyle that woman is living is based on his genetic makeup that he honed with skill. There's no woman responsible for that outside of his mama, his grandma, and his daddy. Does that make sense? Or am I wrong?
I agree. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. And I think it's all about how you say it. Like, of course, nobody is responsible for your success but you and God. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. You're not responsible for, no one can be responsible for your success. But what I think they're trying to say is that person has made your life easier so that you can pursue your dreams and aspirations. So, she may have taken on the most of the burden of raising the children so you can, build the Tone Kapone brand like you have. And, the same thing with the NFL and the NBA players. Maybe I wanted to be a therapist, but I married Joe 6'10" fine ass, and you got a beautiful contract. Somebody got to stay at home with these kids. So now I can't pursue my dreams. So I'm a partner to you. We're partners in our lifestyle.
It's not that I'm going to have to jump across you. I'm going to have to jump across you when I say this. What if, Keke, I say, I want you to go live your dream, because that's the excuse. I gave up my life. I gave it up. I gave my life up for you. I gave it up. What if I say, I want you to go be the best Keke you can be? Be a therapist. Because of the instance, because if I didn't have you, God forbid, if something happened to you, what would I do to take care of my kids? Pay for a nanny? No. So you can't use that excuse. Because if I didn't have you, and if I wanted, let's say you were a career woman, and you like, I'd had these babies, and now I'm ready to get back to what I'm doing. I got to get back to the hustle. Yes. Baby, I got you. Go ahead, do what you got to do. I'm going to pay for this nanny, and we good.
Yes. But then you have to deal with the effects of the kids. You can't just pay. Like, it's not as simple as you trying to break it down. And I get the point you're trying to make. Zach, I'm going to tap you one sec. I get the point that you're trying to make, but it's just not that simple. What you have to look at it is a woman is not trying to take responsibility for your success. If you got a real woman in your life, she's trying to add to your success. She's trying to be a partner to you in creating a successful lifestyle for you all's family. Not that I'm, it's not two teams playing against each other. It's we're a team together that's making this whole ship run. And then when you think of it like that, then it makes much more sense. Okay, I'm done, Zach. Go.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Zach, what you got to say? I'm sorry. We sorry, Zach. We sorry.
I like y'all having it out. It was great. But here's the thing that you both have to realize. I see what you're both saying. Tone, what you have to realize on the side of having somebody there is you can have a nanny there, but a nanny it's nothing like a mother being there. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different level of a mom is gonna take care of your child way better than a nanny is.
Yeah, right. You're right. You're right. Not just the credit moms.
That's the mom. So that's the only point. And to Keke, and to any woman who says that you need to do all this, let me ask you that you gave up your career. What would you do if professional athletes made $40,000 a year?
Well,
hold on. It'll be just like a regular job, and it'll be if you were still married to that person, it would be a 2-income household, like most marriages.
But that's unrealistic. That's unrealistic because nobody's going on the road and doing all what NFL and NBA players do for $40,000 and making that sacrifice to be away from their family. Other than
they do, and I'll tell you, yes, they do. Truck drivers do it all the time. My dad was a truck driver.
It's not the same as an NBA player and an NFL player. Let's be real.
All I'm saying is that somebody is away from the kids.
Right.
All I'm saying is that the man has to work, but he does not make a salary large enough to have you quit your job. What would that woman do just answer the question, what would the woman do if she was not, he
did hit you with a Kevin.
Kevin Samuel, I'm ready for you today.
Kevin, he said, just answer the question. I was like, whoa, easy.
If she was not able to quit her dream that she gave up, what would she do? She would still work.
Both people will have to make sacrifices to make sure that the household and the children are taken care of. It's just that simple.
And guess what? And here's the thing. And this goes back to Tone's point. Whether you make millions or you make 40,000, when you get into that divorce court, guess what? Half is going to the woman.
Where that come from? How we get back to the half going back to the? I thought we was talking about who gonna take care of the kids. What? See, no. You trying to prove your point about courts just giving women half just because they are woman. Those days are long gone. Courts do not do that no more.
No, they not.
Yes, they are. I know.
Hold on, now wait a minute, Keke. Yes, there's a lot of guys out here wild right now. There's a lot of wild guys. I got a fraternity brother right now that I feel so bad for him. I was like, fam. He like talking about like, she getting some of my rental properties. She getting some of this. She getting some of this. It's like, oh boy. He was like, well, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, see, when he said he had to give up $100 and something thousand of his 401k that he been working on for the past 20 years, I was like, ooh, that's gotta suck for a relationship to end. That's all I'm saying.
She cheated. And she's the one that cheated.
She did.
Yeah. So I don't care who cheated. I don't care if I cheat. I don't care if my daddy cheated. I don't care if your mama cheated with me. I don't care. I don't deserve to lose all of my earnings for my life because I cheated. The loss is the loss that I won't have you. I won't have my family. And I think a lot of women discount the emotional damage that a man feels, even when they seriously
cheated.
No, even when we cheat. I mean, just because you cheat. Look, Keke, look. So you try to tell me? Okay, no, listen. If somebody does, just because you did something wrong, doesn't mean that you're not emotionally scarred from it, from the fallout from it. You're supposed to be like, well, I cheated. Okay, that's cool that I lost my family. No, you're gonna feel like shit.
Save your family then. Stop cheating then. I don't know. We're not giving y'all sympathy for cheating.
I'm not giving you half my shit either for cheating.
Well, then that's why you need to go into the relationship with a prenup once you get to that point. So we agree there. That's Buddy that lost his 401k. he knew she was a hoe when he married her. He should have got a prenup.
He did. You know he looked sweet. When I saw him talking, he looked sweet. About it was with the neighbor, had a baby with the neighbor. I was like, bro, you too sweet out here. But let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. It's the only married man on the pod. I wish we would. I ain't got no prenup. Ain't no divorce.
See,
you gotta sign the papers, right? I
so
bet
you ain't gonna sign them.
Man, I'll get carpal tunnel like a mug. You won't even be able to get you can't get a pen in my hand.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You ain't nobody. I promise you, never. They can be like, y'all still together? We might live and separate. I don't care what happened. I'm not signing.
Zach, you cannot make nobody stay married to you.
Who can't? I'm not signing.
Y'all are crazy.
I'll be in the courtroom. Your Honor, I still love her. I do not want no divorce. I'm willing to go to counseling and make it work.
Oh my God. No.
Counseling gonna buy you at least 6 months.
Come on now.
I'm
on all them 6 months you on the phone with your accountant, like, how can I freeze throw some money over there? You trying to get your assets together.
Like, look.
See, ladies, this is why you need to have a prenup, even for women, so you can protect yourself. Having negotiated, you get half of the 401k, you get half of the rental property when you walk into the marriage while he's still in love. Okay, get all that worked out so that we don't have to go through these problems when they don't want to sign divorce papers and they try to put a hit out on you and everything else. Oh, what happened to Tone Light?
What happened to Tone Light? There you.
Ladies, prenups aren't bad. That's all, you know. They're not.
My
bad.
light was saying what Keke was saying is some horse shit. So that's what my light was saying. Let's go ahead, man. Let's go ahead and get final thoughts. Zach, you first up, man. Final thoughts. It's good, bro.
Before we get out of here, I'd like everybody to please bow their heads.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, a Zach Boog prayer. Let's go.
Come on.
Okay. Y'all ready?
Yes, we are ready, brother.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Dear Lord, I want to take this time to pray for all the ladies who were committing one of the deadliest sins last night, Lord.
What?
Yes, Lord.
Lust. Yes, Lord. Ladies all over the country were lusting over a married man. Yes, Brother Ronald Isley.
Yes, God.
Yes, Lord. Ronald Isley and the Isley Brothers went against Earth, Wind, and Fire in a Verzuz battle last night, but Ron Isley's beard stole the show, Lord.
Yes.
We had no idea who he was at first, Lord. We thought he was Barry White, but back to the prayer. Lord, young women, old women, cougars, young tenders, thoughts, hot girls, city girls, throat babies, all of them should be ashamed of themselves the way they were throwing it at Ron Isley, Lord. Lord, it says in the book of Ruth, 4th chapter, 15th verse, he will renew your life and sustain you at your old age. Well, Lord, these women wanted Ron Isley to renew his pipe and they wanted to take his little change. It's not right, Lord. This I ask in your name. Get the lust out of their spirit. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. You are an absolute idiot.
Thank you.
Keke, final thoughts after that crazy ass prayer.
It was the throat babies for me. Like, why was that even in your mind talking to the Lord? Like, what is wrong with you?
All of them needed to get their lust out their heart.
Babies. Yeah, I don't have anything. That's it. That's it for me.
That's it. Another episode.
I had a moment where I saw Halle Berry say something about Ron Isley. And I started to say hi to Halle Berry because I have a huge crush on Halle Berry. And whenever I see Halle Berry, I think of that one messed up moment where I was like interviewing her and Morris Chestnut. I think they had this movie called The Call, and I interviewed them both. I was excited. Halle Berry's laughing, Morris Chestnut's laughing. Everybody's having a good time. I say, Halle Berry, it's great to meet you. I crack a joke with her. And then I laugh, and a booger flies out my nose. Literally, everybody sees it. Everybody sees it. You know how I know everybody sees it? Because they watch, they be like, both of them did this. Because it went that way. The worst day of my life. The woman who I thought I would eventually one day have beautiful kids with, a booger flew out my nose in the middle of me laughing. Ha, ha, ha. It was like, huh? It was like, whoop, flew out.
Did it fly on her?
No, it hit the ground. But the fact that both of them watched it go, they did just like this.
Did you address it? Please tell me you addressed it in that moment.
I didn't. I just said it was great. I got out of there fast. When that booger flies out your nose, you got to rap. Everything's a rap. It flew out. I was like, great to talk to you guys. Thank you very much. The movie's amazing. And ran, it got out.
Oh my God.
I got out of there.
Oh my God.
And I really thought the way the interview was going, that I would possibly have a chance at Halle Berry in the near future. I felt like she would remember that interview because I had her laughing the entire time. I was in one of my Keke, you see me in my tone vibes when I'm interviewing.
Oh man, I'm so
that's my thing. When I interview you, it's my thing. I'm in my vibe, and then next thing you know, I make a joke. I like do like a, and it just like, whew. I mean, yeah. So yeah, that was my moment of that's my final thoughts.
That's one of the moments
no boogers in your nose when you're interviewing.
That's tough, man.
I would still think about that from time to time in the shower, like, damn, why, Lord?
Yeah,
it did. I thought about it. It literally scarred me for a solid year. It wouldn't be a week that went by that I didn't think about me having a booger fall out my nose in front of Morris Chestnut and Halle Berry. It's pretty much the nastiest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life.
Well, so she never forgot you.
That's a good thing. You'd be like, hey, if you see her now, you'd be like, you remember back in 99, that booger fell out my nose? I got you.
I don't want to relive that. But anytime I see her name pop up, I'll be like, shit.
Hey.
Okay, well, yeah, that was the final thoughts. With that being said, man, thank y'all. Remember, when you watch the video on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, share. Yeah. Invite people to become a part of What More Can I Say podcast. And with that being said, what more can I say?